Alright, I just finished adjusting the yoke on this. I wanted to go over some common problems with the Commodore 1702. It's not even really problems, but I like to use the it's called sharpness setting on there so I can get everything lined up on the top. So if you have one of these, it's probably been sitting around for a long time, and really what I wanted to go over is this back connector right here. Okay, so we need a Phillips head, Sharpie, butter knife, some kind of plastic adjuster, and some contact cleaner. I'm using CRC electronic cleaner. Put the screws down in a neat order so we'll know. See for the butter knife for later, but the whole thing was spraying down in here, spraying from the sides, spraying from the top, spraying from the bottom, so you can get this switch moving freely down here. That switch, it should be moving freely. If you're not able to move that, like this one, it felt like it was going to break when I moved it, and that was causing audio issues up front, some video issues up front, and as you can see now, it looks excellent. These are fantastic monitors. So if you're ever taking stuff off, like I disconnected the two speaker wires right here, marked the spot on here, that way you don't put it back in wrong. Then of course adjusted the yoke, because you don't want to do that with the speaker grill right here. Then after that, the other problem these ones seem to have is, again, it's not even really a problem, it's just something that you'll notice on these is the picture is too low, unless you were playing like Commodore 64. So I'll show you on the back here where those adjustments are. It's your vertical height, vertical center, and then of course finally a focus adjustment. So we can get these excellent looking monitors looking right. Because if yours will turn on and it doesn't shut itself off, it just stays on, but it has audio or video issues, there's a good chance it hasn't been used in a long time. So cleaning that switch out will make all the difference in the world. You don't need to jump right into trying to recap it. Got a console kit, or a cap kit from Console 5. Haven't had any reason to use it. But okay, let me get this thing buttoned up real quick. I went ahead and put that back on, the speaker grill, and again I marked those. You don't want to accidentally put it back on wrong. If you're going to change something, mark it. And here's a better view of those. Next to those two capacitors, there's the big round white one and the little one to the right. The white one is the vertical center. These are always too far down, so you need to move it up if you're going to use it for like Super Nintendo or Nintendo. And the other one to the right next to the capacitor, that's your vertical size. And then of course adjusting the focus, the top left one right there. After it's been warmed up for a little bit, adjust that focus. As you turn it one way, it'll start to get blurry or sharper, and you'll have to fiddle with it till you get in the right spot. And then again, cleaning this out. Spray it multiple times until you can move it back and forth, almost like a workout, until it's moving nice and freely. And she's ready to be buttoned up. And I'll show you what the butter knife's for in just a sec. Okay, so now you got all of your outside screws put in. Everything's good, and you're noticing this piece is just sort of floating there, and it won't quite line up. It seems to float there, and you're thinking you did something wrong. Well, no, you didn't. That's the way that these are kind of set up. All three of mine have been like that. And this is really more for people who haven't really used one of these before, and that's what we're going to need the butter knife for. So we got the trusty butter knife. You're going to grab the bottom one right here, right by the nipple, butter knife to the top. Boop. Popped right in. something thin enough to get into that spot. And now it's lined up perfectly. Because yeah, they just kind of float there. And now I can put those last 2 screws in, then I can hook it back up. But even from 1984, this one is still kicking ass. No need for a cap kit, just those adjustments. And it'll probably be going like this for a long time. I'm going to hook it back up. Alright, now I've got it hooked up to the Wii S-Video. And it looks great. These are such great monitors for classic games. The frame is perfect for the picture. It's nice and sharp, it's centered well, it's adjusted well, and really, if you try at that back, cleaning out that connector, before you try going to tear it apart and recap it, a lot of these haven't been used for a decade or more. I got this one in box, and it just needed some cleaning and that, and it looks wonderful. Yeah, so try cleaning it out first. That connector is so important in the back.